Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Schluntz Gym on the campus of Brookline High School in Brookline, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of tonight's high school varsity girls basketball contest between the visiting Flyers of Framingham High School and the hosting Brookline High Warriors. It is a special night for Brookline, their last home game of this regular season, and as such, it is senior night for the class of 2025. Today, Brookline will be honoring their seniors, Olivia Zanini, Kyrie Simmons, Amelie Hauner, Olivia Matarazza, and Julia Denker. The senior night ceremony will soon commence. And at that time, I might switch over to my camera mic just so you can hear the PA announcer a little more clearly. As it looks like we're going to get this going real soon. I'm hoping I'll have just a minute somewhere in here where I can set up my scoreboard cam. Gonna try and go for it now. One moment, folks.
Good evening. Welcome to Brookline High School and our senior recognition ceremony. Tonight we want to recognize athletes who are participating or graduating with the class of 2025. We'll recognize the cheerleaders first that are seniors. Senior, walking out to meet her family, Mazel Morales. Senior, walking out with her family, Namie Deriso. Senior, walking out with her family, Namie Deriso. One more senior cheerleader tonight, last night. Senior cheerleader, Eva Gooding-Lang. Now, we will recognize the seniors from girls basketball. First, please welcome to the court, senior guard, captain number 1, Olivia. Next, please welcome Senior guard, number 11, Julia.
No, he didn't say that. He didn't say that. Nobody did. She said 10 was one person.
Next, please welcome senior guard, Amelie Hoffman.
Check right now. It sounds talking about it.
Please welcome senior forward, Julia Duncan. And finally, please welcome senior forward captain number 21. Congratulations to our senior cheerleaders and basketball players for the class of 2025. Thank you, parents, family, friends, and students for coming tonight.
All right, that was the pregame senior night ceremony. For the Brookline High cheerleading and girls basketball class of 2025. Looks like after taking some photos, they're going to get into their warm-ups proper before we get this game underway between Brookline and Framingham. All right, once again, thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Remember, if you end up enjoying this game broadcast, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And as always, I encourage audience participation in the live chat or via email. However is most comfortable for you to leave any comments you might have throughout the game. As now the warm-ups are going to begin. And with that, let's take a look at this contest coming in as we've got some basketball to play. Brookline and Framingham faced off in Framingham back on January 7th, and it ended up being a pretty close game, but Framingham ultimately finished strong down the stretch and defeated Brookline 47-38. Some of you who watched my live stream of that game, you know that there were a number of close, controversial calls by the officials down the stretch, a number of them going against Brookline. But what the big takeaway is just how close that game was, as this could really be anybody's game depending on how the two teams have grown and adjusted their game after their last matchup. In terms of win-loss record, the two teams pretty close. Brookline coming into this one with a record of 8 wins, 9 losses. And as of this morning's MIAA Division I power rankings, Brookline was ranked 21st. So if the season were to end today, Brookline would be heading to the state tournament as the 21st seed, as the top 32 teams in the power rankings will make the playoffs, as well as any team with a 500 or better record. So if Brookline wins 2 more games before this regular season ends, they automatically qualify for the dance regardless of power rankings. Framingham, meanwhile, has already gotten that automatic clincher, coming in with a record of 10 wins and 7 losses. With that 10th win, they clinched at least a 500 record. Coming into today, they're 14th in the power rankings, so on paper, the stronger team than Brookline, but you know, we always say you don't play these games on paper, you play them on the court. As we see the two teams warming up, and you can see on the scoreboard cam in the bottom left corner of your screen, we've got about 7.5 minutes left on the pregame clock. And at this time, I would like to give a thanks to our local sponsor for today's broadcast, Esch Dental, located right in Coolidge Corner. Book your next dental appointment with local dentist and BHS sports parent Dr. Brandon Esch for the non-corporate personalized dentistry our community deserves. Call 617-566-0103 or go online to eschdental.com to find out more and book your appointment. Once again, 617-566-0103 or go online to easchdental.com. You can see that nice Esch Dental logo in the bottom middle of the screen. And you can also find that information, you know, link and phone number down in the description section of this video down below. And with all that in mind, let's take a look at the rosters coming in to today. And as I introduce them, I'm also going to mention how many points each player scored the last time Brookline and Framingham faced off back in January. We'll start with the visitors on the scoreboard today, the Framingham High Flyers. Going in order of jersey number for Framingham, first off, a sophomore, number 3. She scored 8 points against Brookline last time, Steffi Regan. Next, a senior, number 5, had 4 points last time, Brianna Diaz. A freshman, number 11, Talia Murga. A senior captain wearing number 14. She scored a team-high 16 points against Brookline last time, Allie Regan. A senior, number 20. She scored 8 points last time, Zoe Rabinovitz. A junior captain, number 21, Grace Hanna. A junior, number 22, she scored 2 points last time against Brookline, Corey Zyson. A senior, number 24, she scored 5 points last time, Madeline Gorney. A junior, number 30, Zariana El Shorbagi. A sophomore, number 32, had 4 points against Brookline last time, Celia Ruddock. And a sophomore, number 33, Gianna DeRoca. Head coach of the Framingham High girls basketball team is Kristen Audette Fukarile. Now, let's move over to our right. Let's take a look at the home team on the scoreboard, the Brookline High Warriors. Going in order of jersey number, first off, a senior captain, number 1. She had 3 points against Framingham last time, Olivia Zanini. Next, a sophomore, number 2, Izzy Wood. A junior, number 3, she had 6 points last time against Framingham, Jada Kimbrough. A junior, number 4, had a team leading and personal career high 11 points last time against Framingham, Ivy Wheeler. A senior, number 11, Kyrie Simmons. A freshman, number 12, had 4 points against Framingham last time, Skylar Makaluski. A junior, number 13, had 5 points last time, Nefeli Aga-Kitch. A junior, number 14, Jaden Williams. A senior, number 15, Amelie Honor. A senior captain, number 21, had 9 points against Framingham last time, Olivia Matarazza. A junior, number 22, Viviana McDonald. And a senior, number 23, Julia Danker. Head coach of the Brookline High girls basketball team is Kendall Jones. All right, we got a little bit less than 3 minutes to go on the pregame clock, so I'm going to run our intro video from Schlentz Gym. It is Warriors against Flyers here on Brookline High Senior Night. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and you are watching Brookline High Basketball. Good, hands off. Aga-Kitch tries for 3 and hits it. Nothing but net from Nefeli Aga-Kitch. Picked up her dribble, somehow gets past by Matarazza, throws it into a cutting Kimbrough for 2. Take a look at Matarazza. The no-look pass as Jada Kimbrough evades the steal there, runs in, kicks out Wheeler, corner 3, swish! Huge make for Ivy Wheeler. Abercamp throws it up top to Cheerward. They're still looking around. Stolen by Makaluski. Makaluski stole the ball. And time ticks away. Brookline victorious on their home floor. All right, just over a minute left before we get this game underway. Like I said, this should be a good one between these Bay State Conference rivals. Brookline coming off a tough loss to another in-conference rival in Newton North. They lost 62-41 after a really tough final 9 minutes. They trailed by just 4 with 9 minutes left to play, but then got outscored by a brutal margin. That resulted in a 20-plus point loss. Dropped them back below 500. So the key is going to be finishing down the stretch.
Participating student athletes, coaches, and contest officials have worked
Boy, fans, I hope you were able to hear that one pretty clearly, even if it's just through my my microphone, as that was a beautiful rendition of our national anthem from Brookline High basketball parent Christina Devon, mother of Brookline senior Kyrie Simmons. So a great senior night atmosphere out here at Schlentz Gym as we get ready to get this one underway. Brookline starting all 5 of their seniors, Zanini, Simmons, Honor, Matarazza, and Danker. Matarazza, the only everyday starter of the group, so we might see some of the others get subbed out after a few minutes, especially against a tough opponent like Framingham. As Framingham starting with both Regan sisters, as well as Diaz and Ruddick and Rabinovitz. The opening tip-off between Olivia Matarazza and Steffi Regan with 8 minutes on the clock for the first of 4 quarters. Warriors versus Flyers on senior night. Here we go. The opening tip-off recovered by Olivia Zanini. From the wing, she throws it up top to Kyrie Simmons, swings it over to Amelie Honor, up top to Julia Danker, and back to Honor. Honor gives to Zanini. Zanini surveying, gives to Danker. Back up top to Simmons. Simmons looking, gives to Zanini. Zanini throws, backdoor. Matarazza baseline jumper, no good. Rebound recovered by number 14, Ali Regan. Now Bree Diaz gives it back to Zoe Rabinovitz. Mid-range jumper, no good. Fighting for the rebound. Celia Ruddick comes away with it and gives it to Ali Regan. Throws across to an open Rabinovitz. Gives to Diaz. Tries for 3. No good. Rebound tipped and juggled, but ultimately collected by Honor. Honor looking around. Pass over to Zanini. Now to Danker. And that pass intercepted. Running with it now, Steffi Regan. Fakes, puts it up, no good. Good get-back defense by Julia Danker. And that pass misses Ruddick, and that is not going to bounce out of bounds. Ruddick saved it to Rabinovitz as the play continues. Rabinovitz with the ball on the wing now, throws it across to Ruddick. Ruddick tries a mid-range jumper, no good, rims out. Rebound chased down by Zanini. Zanini brings it up in transition, no score so far. Honor to Simmons, down low, Matarazza back and down. Puts up a shot, no good, couldn't draw the foul. Rebound by Steffi Regan. Throws it up to Rabinovitz and up to Diaz. Diaz steps in, hits a wall, and steps back out. Throws to a cutting Steffi Regan, who travels. Good defensive effort from the Brookline seniors so far, containing Framingham early as they need to get this inbound, and they do get it to Matarazza. Given back to Simmons. Simmons up to Zanini as they break the press. They get it to Danker. Danker looking, goes inside herself and is blocked by Rabinovitz, but recovers it. Throws it out to Zanini. Over to Matarazza. Long 2, no good. Caught by Danker. Blocked again on the attempted putback, this time by Steffi Regan. Throws it up in transition to Ali Regan, who finally breaks the scoreless tie with her first points of the night. Zanini couldn't break the press as it's deflected by Rabinovitz, but Zanini recovers off the floor, gets it to Matarazza, who chucks it across half court to Honor. Honor tries a deep 3, no good. Rebound Danker, putback, no good. Rebound Zanini blocked by Ali Regan, recovers the loose ball and lost it out of bounds. It'll stay with Brookline. A substitution for the Flyers, number 33, Gianna DeRoca, replacing Celia Ruddick. Zanini looking for the inbound, gives to Danker. Danker gets fouled on the reach by, I believe, Diaz. 2-0 the score. The transition bucket by Ali Regan, the only points from either side, 2.5 minutes in, as Diaz is called for her first personal, first team foul. Looking for the inbound, thrown up to Matarazza at the top. Gives it over to Honor. Honor looking. Pass inside Danker, and Danker travels. He's looking for either a fake or to try and do something, but couldn't get the dribble down, and so she traveled. Rabinovitz to Diaz. Diaz from the wing. Across the top off a couple screens, dribbles in, kicks out. Rabinovitz tries for three. No good. Rebound, Daroka blocked by Matarazzo. Loose ball could not be saved by Simmons. Or wait, oh no, they called a foul on Framingham. Simmons got bumped on that fight for the loose ball. Again, it's called on Diaz, second personal, team second, as we got three substitutions coming in for Brookline. Jada Kimbrough, Skylar Makaluski, and Nefeli Agakic into the game as they replace Zanini, Honor, and Denker. So three of Brookline's regular starters back into the game after the seniors get to start on senior night. Kimbrough throws over to Simmons. Simmons back to Kimbrough. Chucks it over to Makaluski. Makaluski fakes, dribbles in. Mid-range shot won't go. Rebound by Matarazzo, and tried to throw it off the body of number 22, Corey Zyson, but didn't get it off her in time as it's Framingham ball. Pass goes up to Zyson. Zyson across the top off the screen. Pass inside Ali Regan, shot won't go. Rebound chased down by Agakic. Agakic running in transition and decides to slow things down in the half court. Throws it across to Kimbrough, now to Simmons in the corner. Simmons couldn't get rid of it as it's intercepted by Steffi Regan. Throws up to Ali. Ali throws back to a cutting Steffi. Layup is good. The Regan sisters dangerous for Framingham as they account for all 4 points on the board so far. Makaluski with the ball. Gives to Agakic. Agakic over to Kimbrough. Kimbrough looking. Has Matarazzo isolated down low on the block. Turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound won by Makaluski. Pass out Matarazzo. Blocked from behind on the mid-range jumper by Steffi Regan. Loose ball recovered by Rabinovitz, who throws it up to Zyson. Pass out Rabinovitz, and Rabinovitz travels. Another substitution for Brookline. Number 2, Izzy Wood, checks in for Kyrie Simmons, and now Brookline back to what their starting 5 would have looked like on a normal night. They trail by 4, have yet to find the bottom of the hoop. Makaluski fakes, steps in, throws over to Agakic. Agakic gives to Kimbrough on the wing. Kimbrough looking, gives to Wood, swings it over to Agakic. Up top, intercepted. Ali Regan on the fast break, goes up and in. It's all transition buckets so far, and all Regan for Framingham as they lead 6-0. Kimbrough to Wood. Wood throws inside Agakic, steps in, floater won't go. Rebound by Daroka. Now Rabinovitz throwing it up to Zyson. Gives out to Ali Regan, across to Daroka, over to Rabinovitz. Rabinovitz for 3, short. And lost out of bounds, Framingham ball. As Kimbrough kind of boxed out Daroka there, who tried to get a hand on it. Celia Ruddick back in the game for Framingham as she replaces Daroka. Izzy Wood bringing it up for the Warriors. Gives to Kimbrough. Kimbrough dribbling in, pass across. Matarazzo juggled it, could not collect it. It's picked up by Ali Regan. Regan gives over to Steffi Regan now. Dribbles in, lost her footing and travels. Good help defense by Matarazzo, forcing her into that spin. As Matarazzo now going to check out for number 4, Ivy Wheeler. Brookline playing small here as they sub out their only forward. Kimbrough gives to Agakic, who gives to Wood. Wood driving in, pass intercepted. Another interception, this time by Rabinovitz, but the transition pass deflected away by Jada Kimbrough. And really, Brookline has got to get their passing under control as an inbound to a wide open Rabinovitz for a corner 3 as Framingham Caught Brookline's defense napping on that one. Kimbrough dribbling in, floater, no good. Rebound, Makaluski knocked loose. Kimbrough recovers. Kimbrough pass out to Wheeler. They swing it around. Agakic tries for three. No shot. A travel is called. Not quite sure where the travel was. Maybe they just didn't give Agakic the gather step or something. I have no idea. But either way, another tough turnover for the Warriors. Rabinovitz throws it across to Zyson. Up top, Ali Regan throws inside to Ruddick. Over to Zyson, tries a shot, no good. Rebound, won by Makaluski. Makaluski running in transition. Lost the ball. It does bounce off of Rabinovitz, but you could tell Makaluski frustrated with herself, losing control of that ball on the potential fast break there. Inbound to Kimbrough, up top to Makaluski, almost stolen, but gives it to Wood. Wood running in, shot, no good. Rebound, Steffi Regan. Brookline still scoreless here in the first quarter with just over a minute left. Rabinovitz gives to Zyson. Zyson miscommunicates with Ali Regan, out of bounds. If you're Brookline at this point, you don't want to end the first quarter with a goose egg on the board. They got to find a way to find a basket here. Wood dribbling in, weaving through, and missed the layup. Brilliant dribble drive, just couldn't finish at the rim. Steffi Regan. Throw intercepted by Agakic. Agakic in transition. Agakic muscling in, layup won't go. Rebound Wood. Wood is fouled. I swear, there must be a magnet pushing that ball away from the hoop for Brookline with the number of tough misses they've had in this quarter. Agakic throws to a cutting Wood. Wood sandwiched, but escapes. Passes over to Agakic. Agakic trying to run baseline and gets fouled by Zyson. That is her second personal, fourth team foul. One more and Brookline will be shooting the bonus as Agakic needs an inbound target, gives to Wheeler. Wheeler turns around, throws out, corner three from Agakic, no good. Rebound by Ruddick. Ali Regan spins away from Kimbrough, gives to Zyson. Zyson across to Rabinovitz. Rabinovitz throws it over to Ali Regan, back to Rabinovitz. Looking, throws to a cutting Ali Regan. Difficult shot, gets fouled. They're going to call that one on Wheeler. First personal, first team foul. 12.7 seconds left here in the first quarter. Framingham leading Brookline 9-0 as Ali Regan off on the first free throw. She hits one of two, 5 points now for Ali Regan. 10 seconds left. Wood sprinting, throws it to Agakic into the corner. Makaluski, baseline run, floater, sails it. And Brookline is going to finish with a goose egg at the end of the first quarter. Our score at the end of one, Framingham 10, Brookline 0. And boy, Brookline has had some games where they got out to a tough start, but it's never been this tough offensively. No points. But they just have to keep trying and have to keep taking those open looks when they get them. They can't let this first quarter make them afraid to shoot the basketball. During this break between the first and second quarter, I remind you this broadcast is brought to you in part by Esch Dental. Does anxiety keep you from seeking the dental care you need? You are not alone. Esch Dental gets it. They get you. Esch Dental in Coolidge Corner offers many options for management of dental anxiety. Go online to eschdental.com or call 617-566-0103 to book your consultation. Once again, that's easchdental.com or call 617-566-0103. All that information in the description section of this video down below. And Framingham will get the first possession of the second quarter after Brookline won the opening tip-off back in the first. Allie Regan covered tight by Jada Kimbrough, looking for a screen, juggled the ball, but managed to throw it away to Bree Diaz. Given back to Allie Regan, pass down to the baseline. DeRoca pass out to Diaz, who finds a lane but can't get the shot to go. A physical battle for the rebound. And I think they're going to call that foul on Wheeler. I mean, it's tough. Sometimes when you're the bigger player, you're not going to get the benefit of the doubt on a collision for a loose ball. And with Wheeler now having 2 personal fouls, she's going to sub out for Olivia Zanini. Inbound, juggled, and picked up by Makaluski. And now it's going to be a reach foul on Rabinovitz. That inbound intended for Steffi Regan. She got sandwiched by a couple Brookline defenders. Nice read on the inbound to create that turnover. Zanini throws it up to Kimbrough. Kimbrough looking, gives to Aga Kitch at the top of the key. Now out to Wood. Wood tries for 3, no good. Rebound Rabinovitz. Rabinovitz throws to Allie Regan under the basket for 2. 7 points now for Allie Regan as she leads Framingham. Aga Kitch gives to Wood. Wood over to Zanini. Zanini to Aga Kitch. Throws inside. Makaluski tries the layup, and it won't go. The basket hates Brookline tonight as another tough miss on a close-range shot. Diaz swings it over to Rabinovitz, tries for 3 and hits it. Second tray of the day for Zoe Rabinovitz. She's got 6 points. Kimbrough trying to answer back, no good. Rebound, Allie Regan. Regan throws it up, intercepted by Makaluski as they were trying for another long-range pass in transition. Makaluski gives to Wood, over to Zanini. Zanini for 3, no good. Rebound, Steffi Regan. Throws up to Allie Regan. Throws across to Diaz. Diaz to the corner to Rabinovitz. Back out to Diaz. Diaz over to DeRoca. Tries a long 2 and hits it. 17-0 off the jumper from Gianna DeRoca, and a timeout is called by Brookline. And folks, I gotta tell you, I am flabbergasted by this atrocious shooting start for Brookline so far. I mean, I gotta be honest, they're a better team than this. B, they're playing better than the score is showing. They're getting some open looks. You know, not necessarily the most ideal, but, you know, just by the law of averages, one of them's got to go in. But this has just been absolutely brutal for them so far. Layups aren't falling. Mid-range jumpers aren't falling. Three-pointers aren't falling. Nothing is falling. Six minutes and 4 seconds on the clock here in the second quarter. We'll see if Brookline's able to adjust out of the timeout. Olivia Matarazza has checked back in place of Kimbrough. Wood throws intercepted immediately by Steffi Regan. Regan throws it across to Diaz. Diaz mid-range jumper, no good. Rebound by DeRoca. Gives now out to Steffi Regan. Regan fighting through, kicks out to Allie Regan, tries for 3, and it's good. Allie Regan, the first player to reach double digits. She's got 10, half of Framingham's 20 points as they lead 20-0. Zanini to Wood, over to Makaluski. Makaluski to Wood. Looking around, starts to dribble, picks it up, gives to Zanini, lost. Knocked back by Zanini, but it's picked up by Allie Regan, who's going to run to the basket for another fast break lay-in. As the passing struggles rear their ugly heads once again for Brookline. Zanini inside Makaluski, down low, looking for Matarazza, barely picks it off the floor, but has no angle for a shot as DeRoca gets the rebound. That one goes through the hands of Diaz, out of bounds. As we got subs on both sides for Brookline, Kyrie Simmons back in replacing Wood. For Framingham, Celia Ruddock back in replacing DeRoca. And this is kind of the problem when you find yourself falling behind and things just keep getting worse and worse. You start panicking and forcing stuff. And we've seen Brookline forcing some shots, forcing some passes, and it's just making things worse. Aga Kitch gives to Makaluski, to Simmons. Inside Zanini, goes to Matarazza, stripped of the ball by Steffi Regan, who's made a number of big defensive plays in the first half for Framingham. Diaz up to Rabinovitz, across to Ruddick. Ruddick gives down low, Steffi Regan under the hoop, hits the layup and draws the foul. And now a sub for Framingham. Number 30, Zariana El-Sherbagi, checking in for the Flyers for the first time. No good on the end one, rebound Makaluski. Makaluski running with it, throws it to a wide open Simmons. Simmons for three, swish. Kyrie Simmons finally breaks Brookline out of the scoreless funk with the three-pointer there. Allie Regan kicks it out. Steffi Regan tries for three, no good. And that's off the top of the backboard, out of bounds. Brookline needed that shot from Kyrie Simmons in the worst way. Still down by a lot, but at least they don't have to see a goose egg when they look up at the scoreboard. Simmons gives to Makaluski. Back to Simmons. Now to Zanini. Zanini trying to dribble around, lost the ball, but it's recovered by Aga Kitch. Aga Kitch looking around, gets a pass away. Makaluski, open three, no good. Rebound by Ruddick, who barely holds onto it and gives it to Ali Regan. Now thrown up to Rabinovitz, throws to a cutting Steffi Regan, who again sneaks around the Brookline defense for an open look. Aga Kitch throws over to Simmons. Now to Makaluski. Back to Simmons. Now to Matarazza on the baseline, running underneath, goes for a reverse, won't go. Rebound Rabinovitz, throws it up to a racing Ali Regan, layup is good. Those Regan sisters so good in transition. And Brookline is overcommitting so hard on the offense because nothing is working, and it's just creating more opportunities for the Regan sisters. Brookline was able to finally get on the board on this three ball by Kyrie Simmons, assisted by Skylar Makaluski. But 28-3. No, this isn't the Patriots-Falcons Super Bowl, folks. This is the second quarter of what's been a very, very tough girls basketball game for Brookline High so far. For Framingham, Allie Regan with 14 points leads all scorers. Steffi Regan and Zoe Rabinovitz with 6 points each. And Gianna DeRoca with 2. And for Brookline, 3 points from Kyrie Simmons is all they've got. Aga Kitch inbounds to Kimbrough, who's back in the game. Now to Aga Kitch. Aga Kitch looking for somewhere to go. Finally gives it to Simmons. Simmons back to Aga Kitch. Goes inside Matarazza. Matarazza trying to back down, looking for somewhere to go. Passes backdoor to Aga Kitch. Aga Kitch trying to fight her way through. Hits it and one. Finally, Aga Kitch able to fight through for Brookline's first two-pointer. You can see how cramped the Framingham defense has made it down low. And Brookline, their pass is just not the most crisp, as they've been juggling a lot of them. And it's thrown off the timing of their offensive advances. As that pass almost lost, but recovered by Rabinovitz, throws it to Ali Regan, who throws it out to Diaz. Diaz goes inside to Ali Regan, outside Rabinovitz. Rabinovitz throws back down low to Regan. Now out to Ruddick. Ruddick off on the shot, rebound by Kimbrough. I'm not sure what happened there. I think it was an erroneous whistle. You know what I think it was? They saw Kimbrough, excuse me, they saw Kimbrough taking, or did they call a foul? I think they called a foul on Ruddick. That's weird. I thought maybe they misidentified the play and thought Kimbrough had traveled when she hadn't because she was still juggling the basketball. Kimbrough running in with it, desperate floater, no good. Rebound collected by Daroka. Rabinovitz gives to Ali Regan. Cross to Diaz, Diaz to the corner. And that pass intercepted by Makaluski. Throws it up to Kimbrough on the fast break, going up, stripped by Diaz. Brookline seemed like they were finally going to get a chance at the fast break magic that's been working so well for Framingham, but Diaz with the good get-back speed on that one. Agakic sees a lane, runs in, layup, won't go, but she draws the foul. Agakic starting to find the lanes where she can fight through defenders, and they're not giving her the shot on that one. They're going to say that's a non-shooting foul. So just an inbound. Agakic throws it across, tipped out of bounds by Steffi Regan. So it'll stay with the Warriors, but they're going to need a better look on the inbound than they got that time. Agakic inbounds quickly to Simmons, back to Agakic, corner three, no good. Rebound chased down by Kimbrough. Kimbrough fighting inside, layup is good. The hustle from Jada Kimbrough, fighting through to get herself the best angle she could, and now she's on the scoreboard. Daroka swarmed, almost lost the ball, and now it's taken away by Makaluski. Makaluski running the floor in transition, sees a lane, goes inside, left-hander, won't go, rolls out, put back by Matarazza, also won't go, but she draws the foul. The bad rim luck persists to a degree for Brookline, but they are able to find some shots like this one by Kimbrough as we see the replay. Olivia Matarazza off on her first free throw. Zyson checks back in for Framingham. And Matarazza misses both as Steffi Regan collects the rebound. Throws it up to Diaz. Throws it up to Zyson, to a cutting Steffi Regan. Her off-ball cuts are just lethal. Steffi Regan now with 8 points today. Kimbrough running in, has a lane, layup won't go. Another rebound by Steffi Regan. Throws to Diaz. Diaz gives to Steffi Regan, dribbles inside, gets smothered. And they're going to call the foul. Or no, they just called it out of bounds. Brookline ball. Because I agree that that wasn't a foul on that one. Matarazza just got in the right spot on the help defense. Kimbrough with the ball, looking, gives to Makaluski. Seconds left before halftime. Matarazza backing down, juggles the ball, turnaround shot, no good. Rebound, Steffi Regan, and that will take us into halftime. Our score at halftime, the Framingham High Flyers 30, the Brookline High Warriors 7. Individual point totals for Brookline: 3 points from Kyrie Simmons, 2 each from Jada Kimbrough and Nefeli Agakic. For Framingham, Ali Regan with 14 points, Steffi Regan with 8, Zoe Rabinovitz with 6, and Gianna Daroka with 2. And now we're going to have a performance from the Brookline High cheerleading team. Another fine performance from the Brookline High cheerleading team here at Schluntz Gym. During this halftime break, I remind you this broadcast is brought to you in part by Esch Dental in Coolidge Corner. Esch Dental's vision is to make your dental appointment an experience to look forward to. Boutique means on-time appointments. Boutique means high-tech. Boutique means integrity. Go online to eschdental.com or call 617-566-0103 to find out how you can experience Esch Dental. Once again, eschdental.com or call 617-566-0103. You can find that information in the description section down below, where you can also find a link to the official Venmo account of the Triple Threat Booster Club, the official booster club of Brookline High Girls Basketball. And then you can also find a link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Food Pantry. The Brookline Food Pantry provides groceries to Brookline residents in need of food assistance. The food pantry has been serving an average of 650 households each week, and they are always looking for more people willing to lend a hand, whether that be through monetary donations, direct food donations, or volunteers in the pantry. Food donations can be made at United Parish at 210 Harvard Street in Coolidge Corner on Wednesdays and Fridays from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Monetary donations can be made online at the food pantry's website, brooklinefoodpantry.org. Go online or call 617-800-5339 for more information about how you can volunteer with the pantry and help feed your community. Once again, that's brooklinefoodpantry.org or call 617-800-5339. And once again, you can find all those links and phone numbers in the description section down below. And if you know of any local businesses or charities that you think could benefit from the extra visibility on these live streams, I encourage you to get them in touch with me. You can send them my contact information or send me theirs, whatever works best. But for now, it is halftime. Framingham 30, Brookline 7. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I'm going to take a break and mute the mic, but I will be back with the second half of this game. Stay tuned. Hello again, everybody. Back on the mic, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, coming to you live from Schluntz Gym in Brookline, Massachusetts. Here to bring you the second half of tonight's high school varsity girls basketball contest between the Brookline High Warriors and Framingham High Flyers. And for Brookline, they're certainly hoping for a better second half than they had in the first half, as they come out of halftime trailing 30-7. Framingham once again to have the opening possession here in the third quarter. Rabinovitz with the ball. Pass over to Bree Diaz, throws it to the corner. Allie Regan running in, throws it across. Steffi Regan, corner three is short. Rebound by Skylar Makaluski. Running in transition with it. Makaluski, pass across. Izzy Wood, baseline jumper is good. Excuse me. Izzy Wood gets Brookline on the board a lot faster than they got in the first half, but Zoe Rabinovitz answers right back. Rabinovitz now with 8 points tonight. Kimbrough gives to Wood, throws it across to Nefeli Agakic. Back to Jada Kimbrough, back over to Wood. Wood swings it over to Kimbrough. Now gives to Makaluski, over to Wood, back to Agakic. Agakic gonna dribble in, running floater, banks in. Brookline starting to find some scoring rhythm here in the third quarter. Agakic now with 4 points tonight. Steffi Regan now with the ball. Chucks it across to Allie Regan, now out to Rabinovitz. Gonna try for three, no good, but a rebound by Celia Ruddick. No good on the putback. And now the rebound corralled by Olivia Matarazza. Agakic bringing it up. Looking, pass inside to Makaluski. Back out, Agakic gonna try for three, no good. Rebound bounces right to Kimbrough, who fights inside and hits the second chance bucket. Kimbrough now with 4 points as Brookline showing a much stronger offensive showing. They've almost matched their entire point total from the first half in the first 2 minutes of the third quarter, as Izzy Wood takes it away, runs in transition, pass misses, Kimbrough out of bounds. You can see what the idea was. It was just too tight of a passing lane to try and fit that kind of pass in there. 32-13. Rabinovitz throws it up to Steffi Regan in the corner, throws it down low to Allie Regan. Turnaround shot was blocked, but not cleanly. They call the foul on Makaluski. Taking a look back at the replay, and this is one of the things that Kimbrough does so well, her ability to put her head down and charge when she picks up the ball in those chaotic moments, as Allie Regan hits the first of two free throws. And she goes 2 for 2. She has now matched the point total she had in the entire game against Brookline last time back in January, as she's now got 16. Agakic gives to Wood, inside Kimbrough. Kimbrough running in, blocked from behind by Steffi Regan. Loose ball recovered by Rabinovitz. Rabinovitz swings it over to Diaz, now to the corner. Allie Regan throws blocked, and it's tipped to Makaluski, who throws it up for Kimbrough. Kimbrough to Wood. Wood lost it, and it's picked up by Rabinovitz. Again, it's just a difference in the tightness of execution between these two teams that's forming this gap between them, as Matarazza gets a nice block there, recovered by Kimbrough. Kimbrough looking around, gives now to Wood. Wood has a lane, goes inside, layup is good. And a timeout is now called by Framingham, as Brookline's offense, you know, they're still facing a huge deficit, but already in less than just over 3 minutes, Brookline has surpassed the point total they had in the entire first half. And I'll tell you what, Izzy Wood has such great speed and ball handling that if she can improve her ability to finish on shots, she's going to be a real weapon for the Brookline offense in the years to come. Mark my words, she finishes on her finishing touch on those dribble drive layups, she's going to be a weapon. You know, kind of in the same way that we see Nefeli Agakic able to be a weapon on the dribble drive when she's having her best games. I think Izzy Wood has the potential to have that same kind of impact, because while Agakic might have a little more size and strength, Wood's faster. So I think she could be that same kind of threat on the dribble drive. You know, she's faster than Agakic, but has better ball handling than Kimbrough, who is easily the fastest player out there for Brookline. It'll be interesting to see, as Wood, currently just a sophomore. That pass almost stolen, but Rabinovic gets it to Daroka, but the rushed passing forces a turnover. Good aggressive defense by Brookline. Gets them the ball back. Kimbrough bringing it up for the Warriors. Over to Agakic on the wing. Agakic up top, Makaluski over to Kimbrough. Kimbrough to Wood. Wood back to Kimbrough. Kimbrough looking inside Makaluski. Backing down, looking around, throws it out to Wood. Wood over to Agakic. Agakic to Kimbrough. Nothing opening up for the Warriors. They got 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Agakic gives to Kimbrough, tries a deep three, no good. And an easy rebound for Rabinovic. Rabinovic gives to Diaz, back to Rabinovic, and back to Diaz. Now over to Ali Regan. Regan throws it across to Daroka. Inside Ali Regan. Pass out Diaz to Zyson. Across Rabinovic, going to try for three and hits it. Zoe Rabinovic with her third three-pointer of the night, and she is the second player to reach double figures tonight. She's got 11. Makaluski throws it over to Agakic. Agakic running in, kicks out. Makaluski dribbling in, running floater, no good. A lot of contact, but clean contact as no foul was called. Diaz running the floor, turns around, pass out. Rabinovic trying for three again and hits it again. 4 trays now for the Framingham senior as she's got 14 points tonight. Wood to Agakic, to Makaluski, to Wood, inside misses, and it's picked up off the floor by Daroka. Ali Regan walking it up, gives to Rabinovic. Now to Diaz. Diaz slings it over to Rabinovic. Inside Ali Regan, mid-range jumper, no good. Rebound is going to result in a loose ball foul against Daroka. Subs on both sides. Celia Ruddick in for Framingham, replacing Daroka. Ivy Wheeler into the game for Brookline, replacing Matarazza. Wood over to Makaluski. Now to Agakic. Now over to Wood. Now to Kimbrough. Around to Agakic. Tries for three. No good. Rebound by Wood. Wood resets. Throws it out to Makaluski. To Kimbrough. To Wheeler. Fakes. Runs in. Shot blocked by Ali Regan. Knocked out of bounds. Framingham ball. Props to Wheeler for not giving up on the loose ball, but not able to get it back as Ali Regan blocks that shot. 2 minutes left here in the third. Rabinovic gives to Ali Regan and back to Rabinovic. Rabinovic steps in, throws. Zyson pass deflected, stolen. Makaluski's had a number of nice steals today as she runs the fast break, fights through, gets the layup. Skylar Makaluski, after a number of nice steals, finally gets her first points of the night. Regan throws inside Ruddick. Handoff back to Regan. Throws it out. Rabinovitz open from the top and hits another tray. Her 5th from downtown. She now has 17 points to lead all scorers. Wood throws inside to Wheeler. Wheeler gives out to Wood. Wood dribbling in, going up, no good. Rebound, Zyson. Good aggressiveness from Wood, just slightly off on the angle of her shot there. Diaz, pass, knocked loose by Agakic, picked up off the floor by Wheeler, gives to Agakic. Agakic goes inside and lost control of her shot there and missed another fast break layup for the Warriors. Bit of miscommunication there, but Allie Regan does catch the pass. Pass out to Ruddick, now to Diaz. Diaz dribbling in, going up, blocked, but it goes right to Ruddick, who finishes at the rim for 2. First points of the night for Celia Ruddick. 45-17 the score. Kimbrough lost the ball as gets tangled up with Diaz. Foul's going to be called on Kimbrough. First personal, team second. 2 subs in for Brookline. Olivia Zanini back in, and Jaden Williams on the floor for the first time as they replace Kimbrough and Wood. Allie Regan to her right, looking, throws inside, intercepted by Zanini. Zanini dribbling, gives to Makaluski. Makaluski sees a lane, goes inside, layup is good. Skylar Makaluski, another exciting youngster for the Warriors as she gets the last bucket of the third quarter. Our score at the end of 3, the Framingham Flyers 45, the Brookline Warriors 19. And for Brookline, it's 4 points each from Izzy Wood, Jada Kimbrough, Skylar Makaluski, and Nefeli Agakic, and then 3 from Kyrie Simmons. During this break between the third and fourth quarter, I remind you this broadcast is brought to you in part by Esch Dental. Does anxiety keep you from seeking the dental care you need? You are not alone. Esch Dental gets it. They get you. Esch Dental in Coolidge Corner offers many options for management of dental anxiety. Go online to eschdental.com or call 617-566-0103 to book your consultation. Once again, easchdental.com or call 617-566-0103. And once again, that's in the description section down below. Brookline trailing by 26 now. They've been outscored every quarter, but in that third quarter, outscored by just 3, as they showed much better results in that third frame compared to the first 2. Brookline with the opening possession of the fourth quarter. Agakic gives to Zanini, now over to Makaluski. Makaluski fighting in and draws the foul. Like I said, if Makaluski continues to grow her game, she's just a freshman, and when she sees the lane, her ability to burst through combined with her size could be such an asset for Brookline in the years to come. As she hits the first of 2 free throws, now has a team high 5 points. And 2 for 2 at the line. She's got 6. Allie Regan throws it up to Daroka. Daroka lost the ball, and nobody from Brookline was aware of it, and so they're not able to take it away. Zyson gives it out to Daroka, tries a long 2, no good. Rebound tipped, and it's a jump ball as both Agakic and Steffi Regan got their hands on it. Possession arrow to Framingham. Inbound, Steffi Regan, hands off Rabinovitz. Pass out to the wing. Ali Regan running in. Pass, Daroka, up top, Zyson. Shot won't go. Rebound by Jaden Williams. Aga Kitch bringing it up. Swings over to Makaluski on the wing. Now up top, Williams. Now to Zanini. Zanini dribbles, kicks out Makaluski. Makaluski gives to Aga Kitch. Aga Kitch running in, extra pass, knocked out of bounds by Rabinovitz. Pass intended for Wheeler. Aga Kitch throws it into Makaluski. Makaluski running in, fighting through, blocked again by Steffi Regan, who's had a number of big defensive plays tonight. Zyson can't hit the fast break lay-in. She gets fouled by Olivia Zanini, who appears to have gotten hit in the head. Oh my gosh, is she okay? Oh my gosh, is she bleeding? I can't tell from this distance. She is coming off the floor, and she's going to be looked at by Brookline High athletic trainer Alex Jazik. As, yeah, it looks like she's gotten a nosebleed, and so she'll come out. Kyrie Simmons comes back in, as Zanini's going to try and get that bleeding under control. Corey Zyson off on the first free throw. And misses them both. Rebound by Makaluski. Makaluski swings it over to Simmons. Down low to Wheeler. Wheeler backing down. Wheeler puts up a shot. They call a double dribble on Ivy Wheeler. Inbound to Steffi Regan. Regan hits a wall, pass over to Daroka, long two, no good. Rebound picked up by Aga Kitch. Oh, but first they called a travel on Steffi Regan. They're gonna say she had just enough possession of the ball when she fell over there. Simmons walking it up, pass into Makaluski. Makaluski out to Williams. Williams runs in, kicks to Wheeler. Wheeler driving in, fighting through. Layup is good. Nice move by Ivy Wheeler to the hoop as she's got her first points of the night. Daroka gives to Rabinovitz. Pass to another cut by Steffi Regan. This time she draws the foul. And Steffi Regan's speed off ball is truly such a threat. She may only have 8 points so far, but make no mistake, the impact she's had on both sides of the ball has been substantial for Framingham. She hits the first of two as that foul was called on Simmons, her first personal, second team foul. For Framingham, Diaz and Ruddock back in the game, replacing Zyson and Daroka. No good on the second free throw, and a loose ball foul called on Rabinovitz. Makaluski swings over to Williams. Williams gives to Aga Kitch. Aga Kitch hits a wall, hands off to Simmons. Simmons running in, floater is in. How about Kyrie Simmons fighting her way through for the running floater and drawing the and one. Knifing through a pair of defenders and then a hard collision with the post defender that hadn't set her feet. And Simmons gets the and one. Kyrie Simmons on senior night, tied for the team lead in points with 6. Diaz, pass, Regan, shot is in. Steffi Regan, the third player to reach double figures tonight, as she's got 11. Simmons over to Makaluski. Gives to Williams. Williams back over to Makaluski, running in, fighting through. Layup is good, and one. Skylar Makaluski again getting aggressive on the dribble drive, just trying to make things happen. That was more of the kind of shot that you put up just seeing what happens when you know you've drawn a foul, and Makaluski able to get it to go. Hits the end one. Makaluski now with 9 points. Steffi Regan sprinting up the floor, pass to Ruddick. Ruddick hits the layup. Framingham just answering with ease here in the fourth. Agakic looking around, gives to Makaluski, over to Simmons, over to Williams. Williams dribbling in and draws a foul. And now subbing back in for Brookline, number 3, Jada Kimbrough, replacing Kyrie Simmons. Agakic inbounds to Wheeler. Wheeler gives to Agakic. Agakic tries a deep three and misses it. Kimbrough couldn't quite save it, her foot just over the line. And so it'll be Framingham ball. Brookline trailing by 21 here in the fourth. Diaz gets it across half court, hands off Allie Regan. Regan spins, runs in, layup won't go, but draws another foul. That'll be Makaluski's second personal, third team foul. Regan off on the first free throw. She misses them both, and the rebound is chased down after the deflection by Jada Kimbrough. Throws a pass, intercepted by Steffi Regan. Regan chucks it up for Diaz. Diaz gonna try a long two, in and out. Rebound lost on the floor. Makaluski hustles for it, but rolls over, and that's going to be called for a travel. 4 minutes and 8 seconds left in this one, as DeRoca subs back in for Framingham. On the bench, it looks like Olivia Zanini is okay. Inbound Steffi Regan. Pass, Allie Regan mid-range, no good. Rebound, Agakic. Agakic in transition, sprinting through, draws the foul. And now some seniors getting ready to check in for Brookline after the first of 2 free throws for Agakic, as she draws Steffi Regan's third personal foul. And gets the rim roll on the first. And 4 seniors checking in for Brookline. Kyrie Simmons, Olivia Matarazza, and Julia Danker into the game, replacing Wheeler, Kimbrough, and Makaluski. Agakic 2 for 2 at the line, which means Agakic will now sub out for another senior, Amelie Honor. Zanini staying on the bench for now. Maybe see if she can get the bleeding under control, perhaps before she checks back in. Diaz with the ball, and gets fouled from behind by Simmons. You could see Simmons was thinking about stripping that ball away from behind, but Diaz able to turn her body just in time to force a minor collision. Second personal foul for Simmons. Rabinovitz with the ball, throws to the corner. Steffi Regan for 3, no good. Rebound picked up by Olivia Matarazza. Matarazza throws it up to Julia Danker. Danker's pass blocked, knocked loose, recovered by Matarazza. Matarazza fighting in, turnaround shot won't go, but she draws the foul. That'll be Rabinovitz's third personal. Brookline is in the bonus, but that was a shooting foul either way, so Matarazza at the line for 2. And rims out the first free throw. And misses them both. Steffi Regan running the floor. Pass out to Allie Regan from the corner, no good. Rebound won by Steffi Regan, and a jump ball forced there by Amelie Honner. Possession arrow to Brookline. 3:21 on the clock here in the fourth. Simmons over to Williams. Williams looking, gives to Honner. Honner dribbling around, gives to Simmons. Simmons pass inside Matarazza. Matarazza working, turnaround shot, banks in. Matarazza finally gets on the board. After what's been a tough day for her offensively, she's got 2. Regan off the screen, picks up speed, layup is good, and draws the foul. Oh, they didn't give her the shot. They just gave it a bonus free throws, so she hits the first of 2 and now has 12. Both teams shooting the bonus for the rest of this game. As Regan 2 for 2 at the line, she's now got 13. Honner walking it up, gives to Simmons. Simmons goes inside, Danker steps in, kicks out, Honner goes back inside to Danker. Danker is swarmed and gets fouled. And that is going to send Julia Danker to the line for 2. That'll be 4 personal fouls on Steffi Regan. Danker off on her first free throw. And gets on the board as she goes 1 for 2 at the line. Steffi Regan gives to DeRoca, throws inside looking for Allie Regan, disrupted, but recovered by Steffi Regan, throws inside, and it's going to be stolen by Amelie Honner, and a foul is going to be called on Diaz, and that's going to send Honner to the line for 2. And a timeout is going to be called by Framingham with 2:08 to go. So Brookline has certainly had a respectable second half. They trailed 30-7 going into the break, so they have technically outscored Framingham so far in the second half. And after a brutal start where Framingham started the game with 24 unanswered points through the first quarter and a half, Brookline at least able to put a decent amount of points on the board and maintain dignity. off on the first free throw. Misses both. And a jump ball, possession arrow to Framingham, as both Danker and Steffi Regan got their hands on it. Inbound goes to Rabinovitz, who is uncovered. Miscommunication over the defensive assignments as Daroka goes inside for an easy 2.